Brown Jr., Focus Winner. Today's message is, let your conversation with others be gracious and attractive for God. Colossians 4:5-6. Live wisely among those who are not believers and make the most of every opportunity. Let your conversation be gracious and attractive so that you will have the right response for everyone. Matthew 7:6. Don't waste what is holy on people who are unholy. Don't throw your pearls to pigs. They will trample your pearls and then turn and attack you. Colossians 2:8. Don't let anyone capture you with empty philosophies and high-sounding nonsense that come from human thinking and from the spiritual powers of this world rather than from Christ. Again, today's message is, let your conversation with others be gracious and attractive for God. Now, anyone knows me knows that I'm a gym rat. And in my peak periods, I used to work out 3 to 4 hours in the gym every day except the weekends. One day I'm in there pumping iron. I was really super buffed at that time. About 5 individuals, somehow they know I'm a Christian, and they start talking about Jesus in the crudest and most offensive manner. It cut me. It hurt me. I love Jesus so much, it hurt me to the core. I was so upset. I usually curl 50-pound weights. I was curling 75-pound weights. I was really upset. 20 minutes, they got cruder and more offensive, and I was taking it in. And finally, I couldn't take it anymore. And I have a booming voice, and I let them have it at full volume. Now, I've been told that I can be pretty terrifying when my voice is at full volume. And obviously it was, because these 5 individuals ran out of the gym. They ran down the stairs. They were terrified. They said, my goodness, this buff guy's going to beat us up. But that was not gracious and that was not attractive. If I had to do it again, I wouldn't waste my pearls on pigs, which they obviously were. I would have just said, that's not the Jesus I know, cut it short, and walk down to my locker room. Another example I have is I was vacationing in Hawaii, met a gorgeous woman. We exchanged phone numbers. And how many of you know that when you meet someone that's crazy, they don't let you know they're crazy right off? So initially, she sounded normal, and plus she was very attractive. So I said, this could be the future Mrs. Brown. But then she slowly asked me about what I'm into in my life. I said, well, I've published Christian books. You know, I try to spend as much time with God as I can. She says, oh, I am a God. I'm like, oh my goodness. She says, yes, I have these dreams at night and God has anointed me to be a God. I said, well, you know what? I don't see anything about that in the Bible. Oh, you can't believe the Bible. Red flag. I cut the conversation short there. I said, you know what? It's been a pleasure meeting you. I have to go. I forgot I gave her my phone number. When I get to the mainland, she's texting me 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. I have to put her on block. Gorgeous, but Looney Tunes. My last example, you have to try to be gracious because you never know who God will attract to Him through you. I was promoting one of my books, Rise from the Ashes, and a young lady comes and she's very curious. She says, what's your book about? I said, oh, it's about God and how He helps uplift us when we're at our lowest point. She says, I don't believe in God. I'm an atheist. I said, well, listen, I want you to keep an open mind. I want you to tell me, do you feel good when you do good things, when you help others? She says, yes. I said, do you feel bad when you do bad things? Yes. I said, well, just take God's name out of it and just think about what are the things that make you feel so good? And they align with God. So I want you to have this book, read it, and keep an open mind. And if God decides to do a work through the book to you, it will happen. So she took the book, and I never expected to see her again. But 2 months later, she comes to where I'm promoting another book. She comes screaming up to me, Mr. Herbert Brown, I loved your book, Rise from the Ashes. She says, I'm now a believer. That's God working through the book. But here's the thing I want to get across in this message today. Let your conversation be gracious and attractive. You never know who you're going to attract to God. Just be very, very gracious and attractive where possible. Don't throw your pearls to pigs, but be gracious and attractive with people who are curious. And if you do, you'll attract more people to God. You don't have to beat them over the head. Just be gracious and attractive, and you'll attract more people to God. So let your conversation be gracious and attractive for God.